When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Aloe or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does online business better than Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/income.
I didn't think the pain from the shingles rash would affect simple, everyday tasks like bathing, getting dressed, or even walking around. I was wrong. Though not everyone at risk will develop it, 99% of people over the age of 50 already have the virus that causes shingles, and it could reactivate at any time. I developed it, and the blistering rash lasted for weeks. Don't learn the hard way, like I did. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today. Sponsored by GSK.
Heidi-ho, I'm Uno Clay from Philadelphia, and I support GenXGrownUp on Patreon. In a world torn apart by angry pundits and ceaselessly acerbic news, the cheerful tone of GenXGrownUp is always a welcome escape, not to mention endlessly entertaining, and sometimes even informative. If you want to support the show too, click on genxgrownup.com/Patreon and toss them a couple bucks. It's the guaranteed way to gain the respect of your peers and immediate promotions at work. Not guaranteed in all 50 states. Some employers may see fit to demote you, and your peers will probably find you weird and distasteful. Results may vary. You are warned.
No life, no fun. Don't you know that you're a grown-up?
Gen X Grown Up is a YouTube channel, website, and audio podcast you're listening to right now. All made for and by people who love exploring media, games, tech, and toys of yesterday and today through the eyes of Gen Xers who refuse to grow up.
Your dinner cannot just be french fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown-up.
Welcome back, Gen X Grown Up podcast listeners, to this episode 198 of the Gen X Grown Up podcast. I am John. Joining me, as always, of course, is George. Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. It wouldn't be a show without Mo. Hey, Mo.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
In this episode, we checked out the new animated superhero series with an undead twist, test drive a free PC app that can give your entire workspace a retro makeover, and play the enhanced modern edition of a 1997 point-and-click sci-fi adventure. We're going to have those topics and many more coming your way in this episode. But first, it is time for some fourth listener email. Look, the three of us are here. We're liable to listen, but if anyone else does and drops us a line, you are the fourth listener. And this time around, it's Brian J. Subject line of Brian's email is phone fun, reference to the backtrack we did not too long ago. Here's what Brian says. Guys, I loved this one. I had forgotten so many details about telephone use and abuse until I heard your conversation. I would like to add two things that stand out in my memory. The first topic he had is party lines. I grew up in rural Ohio, and it was common to share a single line, not number, just line, with neighbors. You can actually pick up the receiver. You remember that, George?
That's what I talked about in Kentucky.
Yeah, it's weird. And hear their conversation, he said. There were times we really needed to make a call and would politely ask them to finish up so we could have the line. That seems so weird. Like you pick it up, somebody's talking and go, you guys shut up. We didn't have an important call to make.
Yeah, imagine how phone sex was back then.
It was a party line.
He almost gets to that in a second. Hang on, wait for Brian. Don't get ahead of Brian. He even says, super awkward. I'll never forget a guy named Tony who would talk with his girlfriend late at night. I used to unscrew the transmitter piece and listen to them declare their infatuation to each other. One night, he actually sang to her.
Aww.
Now, I would do that trick. We didn't have party lines, but I would do that trick, like multiple lines in the house. Because if you picked up the phone, they know you're there. Mm-hmm. But if you unscrew the mouthpiece, there's no background noise, so you can eavesdrop on someone else in the house. Although they would go, I just heard a click. Did you hear a click?
Yeah, there was a click there. There was a click.
Yeah. His other thing he remembered was also there was a service advertised in the front of our phone book that was sort of an audio educational thing. No, not me.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm just wondering why they needed a phone book. They only have one line for the whole goddamn county.
No.
That's an excellent question. He said you would dial the main number, then enter a code to hear a 5 to 7 minute explanation of whatever topic you were interested in. It could be a brief scientific discussion or maybe historical. But the one I remember listening to many times was female sexual response. There's your phone sex, George. You're looking forward to.
There you go.
It was probably like super clinical, and yet he probably listened to it over and over and over. Listen to what they say in this audio.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, Brian says, those were the days. Thanks, guys. Brian, Patreon supporter. We love
Awesome.
you, Brian. Thank you for that. Thanks for your support, of course. Thanks for writing in. We love it every time the fourth listener takes time to drop us a line. Let us know what they think of the show. If you would like your email feature here on the show, it's drop dead easy. Just hit us up at podcast@GenXGrownUp.com. We'll read every single email, and most of them eventually make their way to the show. All right, got a lot of topics to get to, so let's jump into it right after this quick break.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to Gen X Grown Up. But if you have a friend who's not yet listening, why not? Tell them about us. They'll thank you later.
Esso motor oils, tested on the longest road in the world, where the heat can fry you, or the cold freeze you solid. That road begins here at the Esso Research Center, where Esso motor oils are driven to the limit to give you the great engine defense you want. Efficient engine performance, longer engine life. Where does this road end? For Esso, it never does. It's coming through for you that makes us better.
Let's get the ball rolling, talking about media. It's how we always start out in this segment. Of course, this could be television or film or books or music or podcasts or whatever you're into right now. George, why don't we start with you? What have you been watching?
Yeah, so a thing I was looking forward to, I think, recently, Gen V Season 2. So this is the college drama that's set in the universe of The Boys, the Amazon Prime series based on the Garth Ennis series. Now, the first season of Gen V was outstanding. Loved it. It was very controversial in a lot of things because there was a lot of graphic violence and sex, but they didn't pull any punches. They did keep it true, in my opinion, to the universe that the boys had created. You saw a lot of crossover characters and stuff in that first season. Season 2 is doing the same thing, but there is one major note with Season 2 that's completely different and very sad from Season 1. The young man who played the character Polaris, who was actually the son of another superhero also named Polaris. That actor died in real life between seasons 1 and 2. And so when we left Season 1, he and 3 other of the main characters that were kind of the rebel group to the organization, they were all captured and in this holding facility and, going to be jailed and experimented on. Well, they had to obviously write that character out of the story, so they wrote it off like with background sounds and stuff, and basically made it out that he tried to escape and was killed in the process of that escape. So my son and I, who are big fans of the show, we had not paid attention to real world news and didn't know that had happened. So when we started watching, we were like, oh, they're going to say he's passed away, but he's going to come back, right? It's going to be a superhero comeback kind of thing, like in comic books. But as soon as the first episode was over, I jumped on my phone real quick just to see, okay, when is Polaris coming back? And then found the articles and I was like, oh my goodness, that is so horrible. So something sad, but the rest of the episode itself and the storyline, even though they had to pull that character out, I feel like they did a really good job with recovery. The writers really stepped it up. They've reintroduced his father's character, who was kind of prevalent only in an episode or 2 of the first season. So now he's going to have a more prominent role in this season, which is a nice little homage to what the actor had already done as the son, I think. Right. I don't want to give too many spoilers because the episodes are coming out episodically on the weekly basis. They're not dumping them all at once. And I'll just say that propaganda is paramount in the universe of The Boys, and it is no less so in the universe of Gen V.
I have one quick question.
Yeah.
I have not watched Gen V, but one time you called me and said you have to see this crazy puppet scene.
Yeah.
Will there be, or has there been any other of those crazy cool? Because basically it's like a guy, it's like what he imagines is this terrible. So you saw like streamers coming out of people instead of blood or whatever. It was really crazy and I loved it, but didn't know the context. Is there more of that coming? Because that's what I was most interested in.
So there likely will be. That character is still a main character in the series, and he is so basically he's schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And part of his superpower is when he sees people as puppets, that's when he gets this super strength and can just literally rip a human body apart without any problem.
Or a puppet.
So
it would look funny.
It was outlandish for sure. They have not done any puppet scenes with him since, but I would not be surprised if they have one pretty shortly.
It's good. Yeah. Well, if they do, please let me know because I'm eager to see more of the puppet violence.
You could just watch the series.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's so much else to watch. I just show me the puppets.
Good series. It's on Amazon Prime, just like The Boys. I don't know if this will be the last season, although I do know we're getting the last season of The Boys coming up. So if The Boys ends, this might continue. It's definitely got its own legs, but it might be hard for them to justify the expense. I'm sure this is not a cheap series based on all the special effects that they use in this thing. So
and all the puppets.
We'll just have to see.
Yeah. Did the Boys comic book, did that end? Or is that still going on?
Honestly, I don't know. And my son and I were talking about this right after we watched episode 1 of Gen V this year. I don't know that matters because from what we're understanding, the series diverges a lot from the comics.
Oh,
so for instance,
like Walking Dead.
In the comics, the boys, who are the rebel group that are against the superheroes, right? That are led by, in the TV show, Carl Urban, they all take Compound V like immediately in the comic books and start trying to kill off the superheroes. And they don't have great backstories for anybody other than the main boy. Whereas obviously in The Boys and Gen V, all the characters have well-developed backstories. They've done a great job with that. So Garth Ennis has a history of putting out strange and unusual comics. You know, he's the guy behind Preacher, which was also another series that made it to TV.
Series.
That's awesome.
But I get the impression, at least from what I'm reading online, that this may not have been one of his best comics, but it's turning out to be a better series.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, John? You been watching anything fun with puppets spewing streamers of blood everywhere?
I wish that was a regular recurring series, but I am watching something I was looking forward to the last time we spoke. This is a new animated series on Netflix called Haunted Hotel. It has a lot of good voice talent. The one you recognize up front is Will Forte. He's one of the stars of this. And the great thing about Netflix animation, any modern animation, is big stars now love doing voiceover stuff. So like I heard just a one-off character voiced by Keith David the other day in an episode.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
They just are getting great names, doing great talent. He was like this giant demon, as you might imagine, with his booming voice. But the premise of Haunted Hotel, and I'll tell you, we all enjoy was it ABC, CBS. One of the biggies have the Ghosts series. It's the live action with the people. It's almost sounds similar. They have a bed and breakfast and they have all the ghosts in there. It's like that, but definitely in a more of a broader supernatural vein. So the concept of Haunted Hotel, and I'm going to give you a tiny spoiler that is spoiled in the first 10 minutes of the first episode. And it's enough. I think you need to know what's going on in the show. They have this hotel and there are all the ghosts. And of course, the people that roam around can pass through halls and people see them, but you can't interact with anybody, just like normal ghosts. They pass right through you and that sort of thing. And you really find out that there's the characters are this woman who owns the hotel, her brother, the woman's 2 children, and then this weird child named Abaddon that is actually a 17th century 10-year-old with a demon's body trapped in it that for some reason lives in this hotel. Not a ghost, just a demon, right? And you shortly find out that the reason she's there with her brother is her brother, played by Will Forte, died. He is one of the ghosts. He's not alive. He willed the hotel to his sister. So she's there trying to make the hotel a success, constantly getting second guessed and, armchair quarterback from Will Forte's character, who used to own the hotel but is now dead. And the scope is much larger than just here are the 5 or 6 ghosts that live in the hotel and their experience. It really is more about each episode. Someone comes into the hotel that's either human or supernatural or something, and it's how they interact with all the different monsters. There could be tentacle creatures and Mothman and Bigfoot and whatever crazy things can happen. And so far, each episode kind of explores a different, interesting paranormal thing. I haven't seen it yet. There's an episode they kind of call in some Ghostbusters who very closely sort of follow. There's like an emblem on their shirt. It's not a Ghostbuster, but that idea. And if you enjoy ghosts and animation, already this is a winner for me. And I'm probably 5 episodes in. And I think one of the creators had to do something with Rick and Morty. I've really been enjoying it. I've kind of been, your series, you said, George, was kind of coming week by week, the Gen V. Mm-hmm. This one they dropped all at once. Oh. And when they do that to me, I'm like, okay, slow down, watch one. Just maybe watch 1 or 2, take it easy, because after it's gone. But it turned out, I was looking forward to it, and it turned out to be really cool. It's fun in the vein of like a Solar Opposites or Rick and Morty kind of thing. And it's also heartwarming because you have the family dynamic too.
Is it more geared toward adults?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely is an adult cartoon. Okay.
It's not for kids. There's too much spewing blood. And, at one point, a young man falls in love with this ghost, but it's a trick because they want to find out where her body is because they found out she was buried with a diamond and they want the money.
Oh, jeez.
And they find out they're soulmates. And whenever they touch, the ghost passes through him. And they get into a fight. And this thing, how could you do that to me? I let you lick my heart. Because like she shoved her face in his chest, it's like it's weird, creepy stuff. It's definitely for adults, Mo. So, highly recommended. If you like our crazy sense of humor, highly recommend that. Mo, let me get to you. I think you also were looking forward to what you're watching here, right?
Yep, it's a limited series on Disney Plus called Marvel Zombies, and it's a continuation of a What If animated episode they did, which was what if there were zombies in the Marvel world, something like that. So it's a continuation of that, basically.
Oh, so it's not built off of the Marvel Zombie storyline from the comic books then?
I don't believe so. I think it's just built off the animated.
Huh. That's odd. I know that. Wow. Because that was a big universal thing for Marvel for
really? Okay.
4 or 5 years.
I couldn't find any references back, and I never read the original one, so I couldn't tell you. But it's basically set in the Marvel universe. Think Black Panther 1-ish time frame. That's where things sort of diverge at this point. Okay. And the horrible part is when, zombie apocalypse, you get bit by a zombie, turn to a zombie, yada, yada. The weird part is that when superheroes turn to zombies, a lot of them retain their powers.
Uh-oh. This could be a problem.
Just a little tiny problem, really. It's I won't say they're intelligent, but it's almost like they still have their instincts, I guess. So they, like when they fight like they used to fight because it's sort of like muscle memory-ish sort of kind of thing. So the story is about, a group and they have something that could save the world and, the whole thing. I enjoyed it. It's only 4 episodes. The episodes are an hour-ish long, give or take. But it's not an upbeat thing at all, which I know zombie apocalypse, you don't expect it to be, but characters die a lot in this.
Yeah. You mentioned it was kind of a spinoff or offshoot from the What If series. I remember that. Each one of those was kind of self-contained with a different what if. What if Captain America was actually Peggy Carter or whatever, Agent Carter. Are the 4 episodes here, is this one narrative? Is this one story going on?
It's one story all the way through, yes.
Okay. Huh. All right. I might be more prone to watch it then. Okay. Good.
So a couple of thoughts and questions run through my head. Number one, the What If series itself was based on an original series of comic books from Marvel. There was what if this had happened or what if that had happened. Yeah. But the Marvel Zombies being based off of a what if thing from the animated stuff as opposed to the comic book line, which I never did get a chance to read that storyline, and I always meant to go back to it. My son, a number of years ago for my birthday, got me a Deadpool zombie, big pop figure, like one of the giant ones.
Oh, okay.
I remember.
And I know there's also Zombie Wolverine in the comic books. I don't know if he's in the series or not, but I always found that very strange because Deadpool and Wolverine can't be killed. They keep regenerating. How the hell do they become zombies?
Yeah, you think your body would kill the virus, right?
Right. I mean, they instantly heal. So it kind of goes against, but it's comic book, right? The rules can change for the storyline, I suppose. So I just wondered, did they address anything with any of those characters in the episodes that you watched?
No, you didn't see any super healers in there.
Oh, so no Deadpool, no Wolverine.
No Wolverine.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess that's how you avoid the issue. Just don't have them in it.
Well, I was wondering similarly, George, but I was thinking, maybe it's just an infection, not a death, But then again, still, their bodies should be able to fight that infection just like they do other infections. So
and that's, infected are not zombies. Zombies, by definition, have to be dead and reanimated.
Right.
So if you're going to call them Marvel zombies, that was my thought, that they had to be killed and then reanimated.
Yeah, they're definitely dead.
I guess I don't know all the zombie rules. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big one. That's a big one. Yep. But you said it's 4 episodes. It's that cell shading style that they like, the what if animation, which I actually really like. I think it's a really nice animation style. Okay. And it was good. It's like, it's a weird ending. You just have to watch it to see. But they said they may make a season 2. Who knows? But I thought it was definitely a good, worth watching series.
Cool. Marvel Zombies. All right. 2 animation back to back. How about that? Go. I love it. Okay. We'll be right back. Stick around.
It's the Smucker's Uncrustables podcast with your host, Uncrustables. Okay, today's guest is rough around the edges. Please welcome Crust.
Thanks for having me.
Today's topic, he's round with soft, pillowy bread.
Hey.
Filled with delicious PB&J.
Are you talking about yourself?
And you can take him anywhere.
Why'd you invite?
And we are out of time.
Are you really cutting me off?
Uncrustables are the best part of the sandwich. Sorry, Crust.
This episode is brought to you by Tic Tac. Your boss is going off at you for missing a deadline, and you swear the clock just moved backwards. Suddenly, you remember the pack of Tic Tacs on your desk. Now you're riding horseback on the beach, the smell of citrus in the air. And what's this? Your boss is sitting behind you, breathing heavenly fresh mint. Refresh your mouth and mind and share your good vibes with Tic Tac.
Be sure to subscribe to or follow Gen X Grown Up wherever you listen. And while you're there, rate and review the show too. It helps more than you know.
Get happy. Get happy.
Now they're getting happy. New Happy Cat from Purina, the new moist and meaty tasting cat food. Happy Cat stays fresh and meaty tasting in the bowl so cats can come back for more all day.
Get happy.
New Happy Cat cat food. Its delicious meaty taste makes cats happy all day.
So let's kick off Tech and Toys with George. It looks like you probably spent too much on something.
I did. 100%. Yep. So I got into the popcorn bucket craze 2 years ago, trying to acquire a specific popcorn bucket that sold out before I got to the theater. Now, since that time, any movie that has an interesting popcorn bucket, and by the way, every chain, when a movie has an interesting popcorn bucket, they all come out with their own versions. Right. So what you might see at AMC is going to be different than what you might see at Cinemark, as an example, or Litchfield.
Or Regal.
They all have different versions.
Sneaky.
They all have their own proprietary thing. So you're really screwed if you want to collect all the versions. That's even worse. But I typically only collect from AMC because theirs tend to be the more substantial offerings. They are more expensive usually than some of the others, and you can't buy them online like with some of the other companies. Some of the other companies, you can go to their corporate website and buy the different collectibles and have them shipped to you, so you don't even have to go to the movie. AMC, though, I was recently going out with my sons to go watch the new Demon Slayer movie, Infinity Castle Part 1. They had 4 cups and a popcorn tin, and they were being very careful. Only 2 purchases per person were allowed. So you could only buy 2 of the cups or 1 of the cups in the popcorn tin, or 2 popcorn tins if you really liked them or something like that. A set of 2, no matter what combination you got, was $58.
For cups.
Well,
whoa.
We had 4 of us there, so guess what I did?
Was
$275 is what you did.
I absolutely did. So that got me thinking as we went back home that evening, because we had a whole bunch of stuff. I put some stuff on Discord because like literally we went into the 4:00 first IMAX showing. And by the time we came out, everything was sold out. So I couldn't go back and pick up the 2 that I was missing for me to have the full set at my house. My sons and I ended up working out this kind of trade, which I thought was very funny because I paid for everything anyway.
Yeah, why are you trading?
But I ended up with a full set and the popcorn tin, and I'm sitting in my house that evening and I'm putting them up in the shelf for display, and I'm thinking about it. I never did get that one from 2 years ago.
Which one?
The Dungeons and Dragons popcorn D20.
The D20?
Oh, yeah, the big die, right? Yeah.
Oh.
So.
There it is.
Oh, boy.
You got it.
Yep, we're looking at it now.
Yep. There you go. It's got the cool little plastic insert that tells you it's from AMC. It's not some knockoff or anything.
They just had one there?
No.
I thought maybe one was hidden in the back and they forgot about it or something.
No. This was an eBay purchase.
Oh.
After I was at home. The original popcorn bucket, I went and looked it up, was $20. I didn't get it for years because when it was first on the market, it was like $150, 200. I did get, I'm not going to say I got lucky. I got stupid and paid lesser amount than what I would have a few years ago. I ended up paying with shipping and all $92.
Whoo!
But you have one.
I do have one now.
And it's cool.
I love how John is,
I know.
where before he was full-time in GenXGrownUp, no problem. I'm big wig moneymaker guy. I got my 7-figure job. I can afford whatever. Well, I'll buy you 3 popcorn buckets.
I tell you, the second part of that woo is I'm just trying to be kind because I paid $20 for mine at the theater and I'm not going to rub it in.
Notice he didn't buy me one at that point. He only got one for himself.
It was limit 1. I couldn't do it.
It was limit 1.
You remember when that happened, I did go back and try to get one for you, and they were all gone, as you said. Yeah. I actually sent someone to another AMC here in my town. They were just all gone, so I couldn't help you. Yeah.
All I can say to our listeners out there, don't get into the popcorn collecting genre. It's stupid.
Don't do what George does.
Don't do it at all, please. It's just not worth it. It's all you do is you buy something, it looks really cool, you put it on a shelf, you show it to your friends during a podcast recording, and that's it. That's all you get from spending this money.
You got it, though.
I say one thing that they're doing with these that's smart is limiting quantities. From a business standpoint.
It's certainly driving up the collectability. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I'm happier with the fact they're limiting how many you can purchase. I wish they weren't quite as rare because that would then undercut the scalper market. It'd be nice if they upped the volume but kept a limit on per purchase. That would be better.
I'll have to say, if you're going to put out a set of 5 items like they did for the Demon Slayer movie recently, and you're going to limit what you ship to the theater so much that within the span of one showing of that movie, it sells out. I think you're doing a disservice to the customers. That's my opinion.
And you could make so much more money. Yeah.
And it'll still be somewhat rare. And it'll still be collectible.
There were kids, trust me, we were walking in, 4 of us, right? My 3 sons who were obvious anime fans and big fat old white guy who was obviously there with his kids, but kind of likes the story, right? We're walking up and I think we were accosted at least 2, maybe 3 times by other anime fans like, hey, look, they're only letting you buy 2. Can you buy 2 for me? No, fucker, we're trying to buy 2 using our lots for ourselves.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous, to be honest.
So you don't have one still, Mo? I got one here for $160.
I'll think about it.
And no.
All right, well, let's move on from stupid into something I hope is a little bit smarter. John, what do you got up for the segment this week?
Not only is it smarter, it's free. So after you drained your wallet, and it's really simple. It is a piece of software. So I brought it in the tech category. I don't know where else you can get it, but I found it. You can download it from Steam and it runs on your PC. It's a piece of software called ShaderGlass.
Okay.
We have all played all sorts of emulators, RetroArch and Stella and everything. And you can go in and turn on these shaders that can make it look like a CRT or make it look like it's a Game Boy, or because emulation is fantastic, but it just doesn't look like you remember it when you played it, right? So they have these shaders that affect the entire output of the program so that it looks like you might have played on the hardware you might have played it on in the past. But I came across maybe a tweet or a Blue Sky message or whatever random place I was, Facebook, I don't know. Someone had mentioned, hey, how cool, I'm watching this old TV show using ShaderGlass and it makes it even cooler. I'm like, what is that? So I went and dug it up. It's a piece of software. You go and download it. You run it. It's this little window, and it, like a piece of glass held up to your computer monitor, what you see through it, you can apply shaders to.
Oh, okay.
For example, I went and watched the Bob Newhart show, which I watch all the time. But before I started playing it, I applied the ShaderGlass to my Plex window that's playing it, set it up to be an old, badly tuned CRT, and it's like you're watching it on TV in the dark, in like when you were a kid in the 70s. And it's not just like 2 or 3 filters. All the RetroArch filters are in there, all these different shaders to do all these crazy pixel and distortion of VHS noise on anything you put on your computer, not just a game.
Okay, so I've got questions based on
I've got
all
answers.
that stuff.
I'm gonna try.
So I know shaders from emulation like you described.
Yeah.
But you just said you downloaded this on Steam.
Yep.
But then you used it while you were watching TV shows through a completely different platform.
That's right. Yep.
So you go, I'm confused and excited. I went and immediately, while you were talking, went to Steam, added it to my account.
You guys
I
are
can't
fast.
find it now because when I go to library, I'm looking at games. I just switched over to tools. I don't see it in tools. How in the hell do you load and use this thing?
Well, it probably dropped a shortcut on your desktop if you installed it. So that's step one.
I don't think I even got a chance to install it.
Okay. Well, you will need to install it. You have to go to the page and install it once you find it.
Okay.
Once you do install it, for me, it dropped a shortcut on my desktop, or you can do that from anything that's in your Steam library. And once you have it, the way it functions is one of 2 ways. One is literally, imagine if you had a sheet of glass that you could move around your screen and look through, or apply to the entire window. Or you can apply it directly to any open application. So you can say, apply this to my Plex player, or apply this to this game window. And it just locks to that window and performs those shader functions on whatever application you want to run it on.
Okay. I did find it. It's under, when you're in your library, it's actually under software, oddly enough. So,
under software instead of games. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So not under games, not under tools, under software, which makes sense. So if you go and get this, it is free, like John said. Just make sure you're there.
Yep.
And then once you do that, you can click on it and it's a regular page, just like a game. You click install, like John's saying, okay, now I get it. Then you can even apparently hit launch directly from Steam. If you hit launch from Steam, will it work with other things or only inside?
It will.
Oh, it totally
Absolutely.
works. I'm looking at you guys now like you're on a bad TV.
Already. So, like, if you ever wanted to watch The Avengers, but on a Game Boy, you could do it with this. Or, if, you wanted to watch the Tron, but you wanted to watch it like it was being played on a Super Nintendo, you could do it. It will down convert colors, pixel size, very customizable. It's just fun. It's very fun and free and really cool. And like you heard, while we were talking, George, with the questions you had, Mo already fired it up and was looking at us through a filter.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm on the VHS filter right now.
It's awesome.
It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
It's so fun. It's so fun. It's so fun and free.
And there's a ton of shaders too. Holy crap.
Yes.
Yeah, there are. Like, I just looked at the community favorites and I'm like, holy, there's a whole RetroArch library, which I wonder how that, oh man, NES raw palette.
Well, because people make the shaders and they just imported them from RetroArch. Isn't that awesome?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. It's a fun thing to play with. It's become a shortcut on my desktop that sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I'm going to watch an episode of The Greatest American Hero. Wait. I want to watch it on a CRT. And so, like bow the corners like it's on a piece of glass. It'll make it fuzzy. It's great.
I just think how hard I worked to go find the highest quality copies of Star Trek Next Generation.
And now fuck it up with this toy. Some people are never happy. We just watch the world burn. I know. Yeah. All right. So it's a very simple thing. That's all I have to say about it. Go check it out. It's fun. Look, I've already addicted these two guys to it, listener. So if you're, check it out. I think
I'm looking at you now in a old TV style, so it's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right, Mo, how about you? What do you have in the tech and toys realm?
Sure. Mine's a little piece of tech. Since I got married, we now have 3 dogs. And it's 3 dogs get a little rambunctious, I guess, whatever we would call it. So the problem is that when you discipline a dog, like you try to get it to stop doing something, sometimes they associate you with it. So they know that if you're not there, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like if you're not there, then they can do it. When you're there, they don't do it. Like I'm sitting there, like the dog never gets on the table when I'm around. As soon as I walk out of the house, they're jumping on the table. Like dogs are smart.
It's only bad if Mo's watching.
Exactly. And so I was trying to find something that I could like sort of deter them from doing stuff without actually it coming from me. And I found this thing. It's called it's for dog barking, but actually used for any kind of discipline. It makes an ultrasonic sound that you can't hear, but the dogs do.
Okay.
And so when you see them doing something, you hit it and it makes like this weird chirping sound. It freaks the dogs out for like a split second. And they're like, what? And then they stop what they're doing. So it doesn't associate with you anymore. Now it's just that weird sound from nowhere that they can't figure out where it's coming from. Like, because you're not around. So it can't be coming from you. And it's, trying to use it like to keep my dog from jumping up on the door and some simple things like that. And it works pretty well. The only problem is, of course, I have 3 dogs. They all hear it at the same time. So I have to,
right.
So whatever they're doing at that time, if one's doing something bad, the rest of them are going to associate with it. So I had to be careful about that. But it's actually really simple. It's relatively inexpensive. I think it was like 20 something bucks. And it actually works. And it's something you can bring when you walk your dog, because it has a little flashlight attachment and some other things. So it was a neat little piece of tech, I thought.
Not too long ago, you shared with us that you got some kind of a anti-bark collar.
Yes.
That was just like made kind of a chirp or whatever, right? So looking back, did that not work for you, or it worked for one thing but not for other discipline, or you had the problem of the association? What made you then look for yet another thing, or your dog's just that chaotic?
It's not chaotic, but also it's only good for dog barking. Like when the dog barked, the sound triggered the collar.
Okay, not for other disciplines.
Not for other ones. So this one, though, you have to be kind of paying attention to dogs, so it's not random. But it was just something that kind of stopped some other general things that they're doing that I kind of wanted to like stop them. Nothing too bad, but jumping on the couch, you hit it and they jump off because they're like, what the heck was that sound? And you just have to be kind of consistent the first few times, but they pick it up pretty quick.
So is it working so far?
So far, it seems like it is.
Okay.
It's also kind of too much fun to hit the button, watch the dogs like all sort of like dogs are like, what? They all like all of a sudden they all like stand up like looking around like, what the hell was that?
Watch this. Yipe, yipe,
exactly. And it has different like tones, and you could do like a louder or a different frequency, so it's not the same one every time even. And it was just, like I said, it's just a neat little toy, inexpensive, and it seems to work.
Okay. All right. We get back. We're going to play some games.
I didn't think the pain from the shingles rash would affect simple, everyday tasks like bathing, getting dressed, or even walking around. I was wrong. Though not everyone at risk will develop it, 99% of people over the age of 50 already have the virus that causes shingles, and it could reactivate at any time. I developed it, and the blistering rash lasted for weeks. Don't learn the hard way, like I did. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today. Sponsored by GSK.
At Blinds.com, it's not just about window treatments. It's about you, your style, your space, your way. Whether you DIY or want the pros to handle it all, you'll have the confidence of knowing it's done right. From free expert design help to our 100% satisfaction guarantee, everything we do is made to fit your life and your windows. Because at Blinds.com, the only thing we treat better than windows is you. Visit Blinds.com now for up to 50% off primetime deals and free professional installation. Rules and restrictions apply.
Each episode of Gen X Grown Up has show notes loaded with links where you can learn more about our topics. And there's even more to see and hear over at GenXGrownUp.com.
We're getting you up this morning to a fabulous kind of day. Say hello to a fresh new morning. It's a good time. It's a good time for getting together. The warmest way to start your day. We're cracking you up. A great day sunshine. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. Say hello to a fresh new morning.
This is the main event of the podcast. For the 3 in attendance locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to talk about games. John, I'm going to put you on the hot seat first. What do you want to talk about being played in your household right now?
Yeah. Well, a lot is going on. I talked last time about Adventure of Samsara. I finished that game on like 3 or 4 live streams. I ran through that. Amazing. I think I put like 18 hours into it. The most I played a game in a while. But rather than talk about that again, I have a brand new game that is an iteration of a 90s game. And that is back on the PlayStation Portable, the PSP. I played some games. I forget who the manufacturer or distributor was, but there was a game called Loco Roco that was kind of like a rolling balls around. And there's one called Patapon, Patapon, that was a rhythm game. Kind of, you had an army of little monsters that marched behind you, and you had to do certain, like BXB to the rhythm of music, or XXA to jump, or BXY to do a fire attack or whatever, along with this music that's playing, and they're kind of chanting in the background. The art design is very, I want to call it, I think I've heard my daughter call this a chibi art style, like very cute and rounded and colorful and big eyes and almost like a Japanimation look a little bit to it. But there's a brand new iteration of this game called Patapon Ratatan. A couple of random. You type that in, both words are misspelled if you try type it into Google, I tell you. But Patapon Ratatan is in early access right now. And George helped me reach out to the publisher because I've always played Patapon, and we saw this press release, and they sent me a key for the early release. Now, you know how early access works on Steam is that the game's not really done, but it's done enough they want people to play it and help them like shake it out and find what the problems are. So I've been playing a little bit of this. They just call it Ratatan now. It's in the Patapon universe. And very similarly, you wander through this world with these giant, crazy spiders or monsters who throw arrows or fireballs or whatever. And you have music playing in the background, kind of chanting, and you have combinations of button presses to let you attack the monsters. And all of that is the game that I remember and enjoy. The part of this game that I feel like I'm listening to millennials have a conversation when I play parts of this game. Like they're talking about Riz and Cap, and I don't know what the hell these things mean. There are parts of this game that are very, like there are cards to modify and collections I'm doing. And like some of the names of things, like, is that an attack? Like lightning pause. I'm like, is that good or bad? Like, what is, I don't know what that even means. Now, it could be that it's, none of this is bad. I don't need no negative on this. It's, I think early on, there's not a real thorough tutorial in this game. So it hasn't held my hand to show me what all these mechanics are. And being in early access, it kind of threw me into the game and said, good luck, figure it out. And but it's fun, it's cute, and I feel like I'm playing about a third of the game. Because I'll pass by things, time to upgrade. I'm like, I don't know what any of these things mean. I don't know what they do. I'll probably figure it out over time. But it's a rhythm game. It's a quality game. I think right now, if you pick it up, it's on sale right now. Normally $24.99 is like $22. There's a Steam sale going on for the next, I don't know if it's, by the time you hear this, maybe it's not, sorry. So it's not like a super $60 game. It's going to be in the $20, $25 range. I'll be keeping a closer eye on it. And I think when it's a little closer to release, I'll probably do a live stream on it because it reminds me of a 90s game that I enjoyed on another console that's now here.
Did you happen to mention when they think it's going to be full release?
I haven't seen a date. It's probably smart of them, probably when it's ready.
Nothing that I saw in the press release, at least.
No, I didn't either. Yeah, just they're working on it. Now, the game I'm playing is kind of an updated version of something I played in the 90s. Coincidentally, George, what have you been playing that might fit the similar mold?
Yeah, so I have been playing an old game from a really old publishing company that I'm pretty sure is no longer around called Westwood Studios, the Blade Runner point-and-click adventure.
Oh, I played the crap out of that
95 or 97 or something like that, I think. Yeah. It was re-released not too long ago by Digital Eclipse, friends in the Atari area, and this is their enhanced edition. And I only started playing it because I was really trying to figure out, well, what game do I want to talk about on the podcast this time around? There's a whole bunch of free stuff that I got from the Amazon Prime things and from other free resources like Epic Store and whatnot. And I was looking around and I had this Blade Runner Enhanced in one of them. So I'm like, oh,
you already had it.
Let me go ahead and play that. Yeah. So I went ahead and started playing it. First of all, the game, for those who don't know, it is not a retelling of the movie Blade Runner. It is what they're calling, like, I think they said, like, sidequel. So it's like a sequel, but it's a side story in the same timeline.
Okay.
So you meet the characters from the movie in different places, but you're not in that same movie storyline because you're a different character. You're a different Blade Runner in this.
So you're not Decker, you're some other dude.
You're not Decker. No, you're a guy who's only been on the job for about a year and a half. Okay. So he hasn't really done a lot of Blade Runner work. He's just kind of the rookie of the group. And you get your first big case. And of course, these replicants are very similar to the ones that Decker had to deal with in the movie. And they're, trying to get information about themselves because all Nexus 6 replicants want to know, how they can survive and live, right? That's the whole theme of the movie and story. But it is purely point and click. You can put your keyboard aside. There is no joystick with this. It is literally point and click. Digital Eclipse, in my opinion, did a really good job of putting out an enhanced version. They enhanced the visuals a little bit for modern devices, and all the same gameplay and functionality is there like it was what I remembered from back in the day when I first downloaded this, or not downloaded, I bought it and played it on a Windows 95 machine, I believe, because it came out in 97, and I'm pretty sure it would have gotten it right away.
200 megahertz, Dell gateway probably.
Exactly. It's a fun game. It's a fun storyline, especially if you're a fan of the movie. This definitely will hit you right in the feels in a couple of places. You'll recognize the motifs and the characters and the way that, look, it's Blade Runner. Everybody who listens to this podcast probably knows Blade Runner in some shape or form. So I'm not going to, bring something to you that you've never heard about before.
Yeah, I played the crap out of this game. It was one of the first ones I remember that actually had a divergent storyline. Like, depending on what you did at what a certain point would change the path of the story, which was cool. Because then you get to replay it a few different ways and try different, what if I'm nice to this person as opposed to being a dick and whatever. But and I remember, it's probably rose-colored glasses. I remember the graphics being really impressive back in the day.
I think they were impressive for that time period.
Yeah, probably was.
I will say that they remind me an awful lot when I fired this back up again, even in the enhanced version. That's a nice thing. What Digital Eclipse did you can use your keyboard for a couple of things based on this being the enhanced version. You can hit the Q button and toggle it between the original or the enhanced.
I love that.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
That's neat.
And it's instantaneous. Like, you don't have to wait for a cutscene or for gameplay. You just flip it a million times back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all you like. The original game, I will say, it reminds me an awful lot of GTA Vice City. The way those characters are drawn and looked, and polygon fills and shading and everything. Like, if you go look at GTA Vice City, you look at their hands. Their hands are literally like these triangles with a couple of lines in them.
Right.
A couple of baseball mitts. They have the weird boxy things.
Not too far off of this when they're doing the cutscenes. When you're in gameplay, the characters are very small and they're bitmapped and everything else. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of. So it was pretty solid quality for 97.
Yeah. For as much as I know, I remember you playing this back in the day and talking about it. I never did. Have you found that? Do you remember enough about having played it originally to be of any use to you playing it back through it this time, or does it just feel familiar?
No, it's as soon as I started playing, like, I get to a scene, I remember, oh yeah, I need to go ask this thing 3 times. I need to go click on this thing twice, because in point and click adventure games, especially back then, if you clicked on something one time and walked away, you would end up missing something.
Yeah.
You had to click on things multiple times until you started getting the same response over and over again.
Like, okay, they're done.
Were done. Yeah. I will say, I got really curious. How good a job did Digital Eclipse do enhancing this?
Okay.
So I went and fired up my copy in MAME on my Launchbox platform.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the original, the old one. Yeah.
And I ran them side by side on 2 different monitors.
Okay.
Digital Eclipse did a pretty solid job with the enhanced version.
Yeah.
But when you hit that Q button and turn the enhancement off, their regular version looks worse than the MAME version does.
Okay. Interesting.
So,
what are there shaders on it to make it look worse, or just looks worse?
I mean, I have no idea.
No. Okay.
It was very glaring to me. I was like, oh yeah, that does look a lot worse than the original. Now, by modern standards, the original doesn't look great today, but it's still a fun game. I really enjoyed playing it.
Sure.
I highly recommend this enhanced version, but don't worry about playing it on the low res. Just play it on the enhanced if you're going to. It's available on Steam and I think Epic and probably a few other places. I think I was playing it through GOG.
Okay.
So it's out there everywhere. I'm sure Mo can put a link down in the description for this because it's one of those timeless classic games, in my opinion. It's not going to challenge you, but it's sure as hell going to be fun.
It's a good story.
Like it.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
If you're a die-hard Gen X grown-up, you can pledge your support by clicking join on YouTube or by becoming a patron at GenXGrownUp.com/Patreon.
They are cars engineered to challenge Buick Century and Old Sierra, but for hundreds of dollars less. Dodge 600, Plymouth Caravelle. You can't beat them with comfort for a family of 6 and luxury equipment with 5-year or 80,000 kilometer protection with the option of turbo power. Dodge 600, Plymouth Caravelle. You can't beat them.
Chrysler leads the way.
As we come in the back end of the show here, you know, we always like to take just a few minutes to talk about the things we're looking at right now or looking forward to between now and the next time we have a chance to get together. And Mo, I'm going to start with you this time. What do you have on the horizon?
Let's see. Abbott Elementary is going to season 5, October 1st. So love that show. Definitely looking forward to that.
Patton Oswalt. Yep.
Very topical. Saturday Night Live season 51 is kicking off on the 4th of October. And for those who listen to our podcast regularly, we just talked about that.
Just last week, yeah.
But what I'm really, really looking forward to with some trepidation again is Tron Ares.
Yeah.
Because the way the last one ended, I thought a sequel could have fit neatly into that, but it seems like they might have went to a different way. I'm not sure. It looks like they went a different direction, which I think you're right. Kind of bugs me a little bit because I thought there was a direction there that they could have kept going with. But it's Tron stuff flying in the real world, looking amazing, light cycles on the roads. I know I'm going to see this. I mean, there's just absolutely just no way in hell I'm not going to go see this movie. Again, I'm lowering my expectations to how good a movie it's going to be. So I'm just saying, as long as the special effects are good, I'm going to be happy.
Okay.
If it happens to have a good story, awesome. But I'm not counting on that. So we'll see how it goes.
Very pragmatic of you.
Yeah, I figured. That's what I'm looking forward to. How about you, John?
Yeah, well, I tell you, I am looking forward the second time to the new Toxic Avenger film starring Peter Dinklage. Because when I talked about it a few episodes ago, it was coming out in the theaters, and that was like August 28th. I didn't get out to the theater to see it, unfortunately, just scheduling. Well, now, September 30th, it's hitting streaming already, a month later.
That's fast.
I have and it's not in the theaters anymore. So I have a second shot at it. Now I can watch it. So I'm looking forward to finally seeing that since I didn't get out in the theaters.
Yeah.
There's a horror film that I've been keeping an eye on for a long time, not so much because of the film, which I know nothing about, but because of the director.
Okay.
A new film hitting theaters October 3rd called Shelby Oaks. Now, this is from a first-time director named Chris Stuckman, who is one of my go-to YouTube movie critics. He's been a movie critic and film critic on YouTube for over a decade. He loves cinema and film, and he's been gradually working his way into becoming an actual filmmaker. This is his first film, Shelby Oaks. The trailer looks interesting. I'm hearing good things about it. I know almost nothing about it other than what I saw in the trailer, which is very vague. But because of its origin, I want to go and support this creator who has finally worked his way into the official Hollywood, ranks. And let's see how he does. I'm super curious about that. So Shelby Oaks, October 3rd. And the thing I'm looking most forward to, oddly, is a Netflix it is a documentary coming called The Perfect Neighbor. And it's getting a bunch of buzz on social media. It's coming out October 16th on Netflix. And the buzz around it is that it's all this, they're calling it found footage, but it's actually like body cam footage. And like, is that really found footage? The point is the story is about this crazy Karen in this neighborhood that's always calling 911 every time a kid is screaming. And apparently the situation escalates to the point that it's not just trivial calls. So I'm anxious and nervous and excited to see this. It's got a lot of buzz. It's called The Perfect Neighbor. Again, October 16th on Netflix. I'm going to watch it. I love these crazy, weird left field documentaries. So. All right, George, how about you? What do you got coming up, man?
Well, unlike last year, I'm actually looking forward to more FSU football this year.
I think it'd be good this year.
My local home team went 2-10 last year.
All right.
In the worst season they've had in 30 plus years. So far this year, they're 3-0. They have a game the night that we're recording this episode that's due to be their first real test after the first game of the season, which was against Alabama. So they have been dominating all the teams they've been playing so far. They're kind of the talk of the town because everybody predicted that they'd be lucky if they won 6 games this year. And they have already hit so many markers from last year and exceeded them that it just looks like they're going to do well this year. I think we might get to 10 wins, which would be really, really nice. That would be a huge turnaround. To go from 2-10 to 10-2 would be awesome. Also looking forward to Tron Ares, even though it has the Jared Leto curse attached to this goddamn film. Every time that son of a bitch is in one of the films that I'm looking forward to, it just turns out to be trash.
Why is it doing
and
that?
it's mostly his fault, I believe, honestly. I just don't like that guy.
Yeah, he's too
But
weird.
at least this time, maybe because he's playing a robotic computer program, we won't have to deal with his crazy Joker shit. I don't know. We'll see. But I am looking forward to, as Mo said, if for nothing else, the visuals should be outstanding.
Yeah.
Mo, you talked about that, they could have gone that sequel. Everybody thought they were, but all the writers and directors ended up having to do something different. And the guy who played the main character's son in the Tron movie, he's now over on the Tulsa King show. So maybe there was some scheduling conflicts or something with him. But anyway, I think the thing I'm looking forward to the most is Portland Retro Gaming Expo, October the 17th through the 19th. John and I are going to be out there, guests of Alan One. This is the company who is building current day arcade cabinets based off the Atari Recharge series.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
And putting them in arcades. I believe they're going to be debuting a new model at that event. We've been in close talks with them, obviously, since they're bringing us out. They're going to be at their half of the Atari booth. We're going to see some of our old friends as well that are there. John, did you tell me My Arcade's going to be there?
I don't think they are. I think
okay.
Yeah, no.
We'll just carry
year.
some of their devices with us.
That's
then.
right. We'll just walk. I'll have my game station go with me. I'll walk around.
There you go.
Everybody be jealous.
I know the game people are going to be out there. Those are the ones with the light gun that I went and saw at the Long Island Retro.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. It's my first time in 2 years going to an extended event away from my wife. So a little bit of trepidation, but she's doing so good in her recovery. And thanks to all the thoughts and prayers that have been sent to me over the 1.5, 2 year period. She's doing so good that she felt like there would be no problem whatsoever with me going. So looking forward to this a lot.
That's great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. Awesome. All right. Hey, before we get out of here, I was about to thank a patron, and then I remembered one of the benefits of being a supporter over on Patreon is an opportunity to ask us a question we answer right here on the show. And Mo, I think you have another one for us to this episode, yeah?
Yeah, I do. It's from Brandon. And there's a little bit of preamble to this, so bear with me. But he writes, "Hey guys, on various episodes, I have heard you all briefly mention coding computer programs for games and etc. When you were younger. I've experimented with typing out programs on my C64 Mini in BASIC and find it interesting because it wasn't something relevant to my childhood in particular. I've quickly learned that one wrong keystroke can ruin an entire session of typing lines of code. Do you guys have any standout memories of drudging through lines of code and getting the payoff of it running perfectly, or maybe even programming your own games that actually worked?
Yeah.
John, you want to kick us off with this?
Sure. Oh, yeah. I just share 2 quick little stories with you.
Okay.
The first is absolutely typing out of a magazine. I would get Antic and Analog and Compute and all those different magazines. And it was always a nightmare, just like Brandon is finding out that any little keystroke, it might not come up as an error in BASIC, but it might not actually work is the problem. And I remember Compute came up with this like code analyzer that was really neat what they would do. Yes. As you typed it in, there would be like a hexadecimal checksum. And you're like, it looks right, but it should say 4F. If it doesn't say 4F, you made a mistake. And so that way you could kind of tell whether or not you typed it in right with the checksum. That helped a lot. The other thing he mentioned, not always games. I did a lot of basic programming myself, and being a band nerd, I went and got the sheet music to The Police's Every Breath You Take. And I wanted to make my computer that only had 4 voices create it. So what I did was I created this giant behemoth of a program that had a little subroutine that you could pass pitch, duration, and sustain to the 4 voices, and just kept sending variables through it over time. And I had the entire song in a basic program. I was so proud of that. I wish I could get that back. It went with all my software and disks, but something about programming in BASIC or typing it in a magazine, it just made you feel like you were doing something. It's like a DIY. It was really fun. Yeah, I loved it.
How about you, George?
Well, I still have my A to Z book of computer games that each letter through the alphabet, they would give you a different game to code in. And I did all of those on my C64. Oddly enough, the thing that he's talking about there about one wrong keystroke, what I found happened not too infrequently was those programs, I could type them verbatim perfectly, and you'd still get an error because something was wrong with their code
or it was
or something along those lines.
Or printing error, who knows, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I do have, it wasn't a game, but when I was in high school, and I may have already told this story, I was in a computer class, Introduction to Computers, and then we went to Advanced Computers. In my last 2 years, junior and senior year of high school, we were on IBM PC Juniors, and there was a national competition for creating demos. And so in that class, there was probably 5 or 6 of us who enjoyed the coding part. Most everybody else was just in there for the credit to, get graduated and whatnot. But we all ended up doing our own demos and submitting them. And I remember I did a Christmas scene demo, Christmas tree, little dog hops in, mom and dad come in, the kid gets his gift, that kind of thing. And we sent all of these demos off to this competition, and they didn't tell us which one of our demos was the reason for this, but we ended up placing 3rd in the national competition.
Oh,
nice.
So we won a Cray computer for the school.
Wow.
Jeez.
Okay.
Which were very expensive back then.
Yes. Yeah.
And the school ended up running their local bulletin board off of that computer for the next 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great.
That's awesome. Yeah. Mine, I totally feel. I remember times when you're typing in that long ass program that you decide up front, am I going to take the time to do this? Because you see how many pages it is. You do I decide to do it? And I remember things like one time my brother accidentally kicked the power cord out right when I was getting near the end.
Oh, damn it.
Just gone. I finally got to a point where you had the tape backups. Remember those things, the cassette tape backups, which, you had to fast forward to the spot where you saved it. And, they were kind of iffy, but they basically worked. But yeah, I just said it was the same thing. Compute. I bought magazines that had nothing but different code of games and stuff in it. I did actually I wrote a game it's like, geez, a really long time ago. And it was one where you could actually move there was dots that represented soldiers, and you can move them in, but there was like snipers and stuff set up ahead of you that you couldn't see. So you had to figure out where they were.
Kind of thing.
You had to figure out where they were, and you can kind of surround them and stuff. And it's one of those things that I wish I still had the code for that, because I spent so much time on that thing, and I thought it was amazing. But yeah, it's one of those things that somewhere in time it just is gone and never going to get back again. But yeah, when I read this question, though, I just started having flashbacks of how many times, like you said, George, you type it in, it just doesn't work for no reason.
Right, yeah. It's right. I've triple checked it.
I triple checked everything. And you find it's like a typo. And then the next edition of the magazine, there was an error on line 400.
Correction. Like, you son of a bitch.
But yeah, no, it was a great question. Yeah. Thanks. And hey, everyone out there, if you want your question asked in the program, it's super easy. Just go to genxgrownup.com/Patreon. Join for as little as $1 a month and submit your question, and it'll probably get answered right here on the show.
Well, yeah. And I was saying, I wanted to thank another patron. This is one of those upgrades, and I want to talk about it. It's just very quickly. It doesn't, you mentioned $1 a month is all it takes. Heading over to patreon.com/GenXGrownUp and signing up for this pledge. So Greg Z has been a patron for quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
And he was at that $3 level, which is fantastic. Fantastic. Doesn't have to be $50, $100. $1 or $2 really, really, really helps. And just last month, Greg said, you know what? I can do a little more. Let's make it $4. You know, it's not like he tripled or doubled. It's like, I want to help a little more, and I can, and I appreciate you. And it's those little tokens of appreciation that really are motivational and really keep us going. Because he was fine. He could have canceled and everything would have been fine. But he's like, I want to help a little more. And it's that kind of amazing patron that we have over there that support us. Just really generous people that really believe in what we're doing and supportive. Greg, thank you for that. That was very thoughtful. All three of us appreciate you and everyone who supports us financially over on Patreon. It means the world to us, and we're so grateful that you do. So that then is going to wrap it up for this edition of the Gen X Grown Up podcast. Don't worry, we'll be back in 2 weeks with another one, but next week, that's our backtrack where you pick a single topic and dig in deep on it. Mo, how about you do the honors and let the fourth listener know what's coming their way? All right.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one, because if I talk about power-ups, Koopa stomps, and warp zones, I can only be talking about Super Mario Brothers. I mean, the game that started all of that and really just led a revolution of console games and just gaming in general.
Yeah. It was like the 40th anniversary, right? 85.
Yeah,
40th
right?
Yeah,
40th.
Crazy.
Yeah, oh geez.
40 damn years. Holy
I know. I feel old again.
Old. All right, well, forget about how many years it's been and just enjoy that show. You don't want to miss that one. Until then, I am John. George, thank you so much for being here, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Mo, you know I appreciate you.
Always fun, man.
Fourth listener, it's you, L3. Appreciate most of all, though. We can't wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Take care, everybody.
No life, no fun. Don't you know that you're a grown-up?
Gen X Grown Up is a member of the Evergreen Podcast family. Learn more at evergreenpodcasts.com.
No more watching shows till sunrise. Unacceptable for grown-ups. Your dinner cannot just be french fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown-up.
Yeah, you're going to be addicted to that shader. I was going to tell you now.
Oh, I've been messing with it the entire time you guys have been talking. It makes your conversation much more interesting.
We knew there had to be something that would help, right?